We're here just starting our garden revitalization project, and we worked especially on the crab apples today, and it was just so enjoyable to watch that crabapple take shape as we took a branch off here, a branch off there, thoughtfully, of course. And as we did that, we revealed views that we didn't even know were there. And it's a rainy spring day in the garden, but that made it all the more special.
That was really good company. You just sort of say, well, if that was gone, would you miss it? No.
Oh, yeah.
Like zooming in, zooming out is the. Sort of zoom out. It's like what's the structure that we want. Let's see these extensions at the elbow. Just like helping it. And the planting is sort of helping the plant become the shape it would eventually.
Yeah. Knowing that shape, obviously.
I mean, over time, this is going to keep, its trajectory is downward, and it's going to get shaded out. Well, I mean, this branch is sort of, is main beat. That might be in the way, but we're not sure, but this one definitely is. Because it's going to keep going down, and then like eye level is the most sacred. It should look good at eye level. So if there's flowers or leaves. Like this might be in the way, but in the short term we could like remove some of the lower branches. Yeah. There we go. Perfect. Oh, let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, this might be a good vantage point where this branch is not really displaying much. It wouldn't be missed. There was a story of a father and a son. The son was cleaning the garden in Japan, and the father was like really tough.
Right.
He was very tough on him. So the son kept cleaning it and sweeping it and watering it, and then the dad would come back. He's like, keep going. He did this like 5 times. And then so the front of the garden looks like perfect. It's like there's nothing out of place. It's so perfect. And it was like it was a fall, so the Japanese maple was like red, and the moss was there. And then the father shook the maple, and then like a dozen leaves fell. He's like, now it's perfect. And that's like an old story. That's almost the spirit of it. It's like perfection, but then they want it to be imperfect.
Right. But
in a kind of perfect way.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think there's a way to reduce it without, it's not apparent that we reduced it. Yeah, the best compliment is when people say, it doesn't even look like you pruned.
Yeah.
That might be, to go back to an elbow. I mean, if we were doing just this tree, I might use the pole saw and get some of those way in the distance. Some of those that go straight up.
Right. Okay.
So from the distance, you might the silhouette. It'd be more pleasing if you didn't have that. So this one, guys, is to me, it's not an asset, and we want to be able to see under the tree a little bit.
Yeah.
This is quite big. So I can imagine this could get removed, but there'd still be the structure of this. That's going to be like a decision-making process of you could labor over a long time.
Yeah, that's my problem right
But
now.
it's not exactly like chess. It's more like you only need to know, as long as your move is not going to jeopardize a future move.
Okay.
So like if removing this, like if we took it all the way back, that would be, then you're like, oh boy, overstepped.
Right. So the thought process is, I want this arching structure. but if I take out this one, I still have it.
Right, correct.
Okay.
I mean, the different fruit trees, they can get sunburn,
Okay.
so you do want to have some cover where the bark will turn like black. So, removing something, just double check, is that going to be like completely, exposed to the sun? The crabapple, when you cut a bigger branch, it's good to cut it in sections because it'll be so tangled.
Yes.
You almost have to cut the whole tree down to get it untangled. And then the under branches, it's going to shade itself out, and so those generally can get removed. Now you can see into the tree. You want to make sure that there's not any really objectionable things now that you can see in. This would be an area to cut that back. This is a good tangled one to study if you'd like.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Now let's see. So you sort of start with what you know.
Yeah.
I mean, so this is good.
Mm-hmm.
This is okay. And then when it starts to cross and dip down,
Yeah.
Or you want it, the other one.
and there's this one, so that you say, well, this is a little extreme,
Mm-hmm.
a little dramatic. Where this one is pretty good, I'd say. So it's nice to see through. So if this came out, it wouldn't change the view too much, I don't think. There's still quite a bit. In this case, this one's going to remain, so we're going to come all the way up to here. And then once so this one that goes straight up is a little peculiar. And the ones that go down probably ought to come off. Well, I'm not sure. It's
Yeah, I kind of like it.
a bit graceful, right? So
Yeah.
it's good to think twice. This one, it conflicts with the iris a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, that's looking good from here.
And having like a good 12 inches or so that it's... So it's looking pretty good. And this one... Yeah, since it's a public garden, it's like when in doubt, it's probably leave it.
Right. No, this is from here where I am. It's a nice view with some soft branches.